All right, welcome to the Diplomats. This is a new record. I think it's 9 or 10 in a row with Josh. I would say that you beat Cedric's record, but I don't think he ever made it more than two in a row. So good job, Josh. It's a great start. We are here with Keith and Josh talking about spring 1904 on DBN's The Diplomats. What were we looking at here? We were going to see what does Tunis do? What does Tim
Serbia.
do? Is Serbia? How does the EG advance the attack on France?
Is there a stab on Germany?
Is there a stab on Germany or is there a stab on anybody? I think we went through tons of stabs and didn't see any. So, uh, I'm the only thing I know for sure is we're gonna have a bounce in black. All right,
Right? Ready to go?
ready.
All right. I'm not going to look at these. I'll let Josh handle that. Cedric does his famous convoy to Gascony. As I said last episode, he loves Gascony. And
Said he loved Gascony, and you wanted maybe.
I
I
thought
think you were
Denmark in
thinking
the fall,
Denmark would go to Gascony.
but no, he said Belgium's going, and I guess that makes sense because Gascony's more of a positional play. Uh, Darcy said he's going to just support him in. That's awesome. Marseille's tapped, so it goes. So not much else on there. The big thing is that Kiel goes to Baltic, which means that Sweden can be taken by Germany, and Germany would love that dot. But Russia is actually supporting him in the Baltic to as some kind of gunboat show that I'm okay with you. I think if I'm okay with that move, then Denmark need to go to Kiel. That's how I'm okay with that.
I know it kind of blends with the East, but then you also have Warsaw moving to Silesia, which
Silesia.
is like I'm so confused by like what is happening here.
And it's really hard. It's like do you vacate Burgundy for Munich and Munich to Berlin, so that way you can guarantee Sweden, but then you're kind of leaving Cedric high and dry against France. So it'll be interesting if this is the start of a breakdown. The Warsaw build was not a very promising thing. But on the other hand, what was Warsaw going to do anyways? Maybe it's just walking around. I mean, Germany walked all the way around. So Germany's like, I'm not going to walk back, so just come back. So
it's interesting, too. I know it was, kind of playing it safe with Munich support holding Burgundy. But I thought that there'd be a bounce in Silesia. So I don't know how much of this is Tim saying he wouldn't go there, but then did anyways. But I thought this was a pretty logical agreed bounce, even though he would risk Burgundy, and it didn't happen.
I'm going to get back to all of that. There's so many questions, but Josh, the East.
So East, as we thought, bouncing black. One thing that we did not see coming, I think we all were in agreement that Tunis would convoy back to Apulia.
Instead, we mentioned it was a theoretical possibility, though.
You actually said Albania, but we thought Apulia.
I definitely thought Apulia because of the defensive position, but he convoys to Albania. Also interesting that Venice moves to Tyrolia, which is peculiar because now Venice is, I know he's still in Adriatic, but Venice is open, and I don't know what that army is intending on doing. Meanwhile, Russia puts 3 on Budapest and successfully takes it with a piff of a Russian army, or sorry, an Austrian army, which was huge for the fall. There's a bounce in Bulgaria. There's a lot to get into here. I don't know what Greece is doing. It looks like Greece is supporting Serbia to Albania, which is also very interesting. I don't know if that was an agreed upon move that ended up not happening. Otherwise, Aegean supports Khan to ball just to be safe. But a lot of interesting moves in both theaters here.
Yeah, it was Serbia and Albania.
Okay, so Greece and Serbia. Okay, got it.
Well, that Russian army would have been piffed if it moved to Albania.
Without being caught. Assuming.
No, because Greece didn't support Bulgaria to Serbia. It just would have all bounced.
Right.
Okay. Well, I don't want to bury the lead here. Keith, why is Austria not supporting Budapest with Trieste?
It makes no sense to me. If you think Italy's on your side and they're going to Albania and Tyrolia to take care of your flanks, just hold everything you got. It doesn't make any sense. It's going to take Russia a year to walk around, and
I mean, we spent a lot of time talking about the walk around and how problematic it was, but it was all under the assumption he would double support Budapest like he did in 03.
He just has to wait and tank, and hopefully something breaks for him. The interesting thing I see, obviously that's a huge misplay by Austria, regardless of who they're allied with. You just double support Budapest. It was attacked last turn. You know it's probably going to be attacked again. There's no real reason to stab for a dot until the fall. But I like that Turkey had supported Serbia into Albania here, and it was not taken, which means that either Tim made a last-minute decision to try to go for a dot, or he's working with Philip here, and he didn't want to bounce him.
I think, for what it's worth, that the reason Trieste goes to Serbia is to tap support. So the worst case was Albania was a bounce. If Greece was the mover to Albania, that's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah, Greece was never going to be the mover though.
Turkey's
not going to put their fleets out.
Yeah, it's still a huge.
It's a tactical risk. This is a lot of tension here because I can see why Turkey would want Russia to be in Albania or Russia to move to Albania,
especially with Bulgaria following into Serbia. And I can see why Tim didn't want to do that. It's just interesting that he still put the Greece order in.
Well, that's why it looks like
you may not know.
Just like I told Ed, I was like, yeah, Ankara is fine. You want to bounce, and that's great, but bad for tempo. And it's great for defensiveness. But if I'm Russia in that position, I go to Italy, and that's what I would have done. So this seems like a double cross on both hands. So Turkey got hung out to dry, and Austria did.
Here is my theory. My theory is it's an EGR, and E and G came to Russia and was like, we got to even it up. It's not fair. So we're going to take Sweden.
So
I think they told him that. And Tim scrambled and knew he was putting 3 on Budapest, hoping that might work, or he had inside information that Austria was doing something bad from Italy or something. And the Silesia thing is not threatening. But I think he's giving up his position in the north. Whether that's a good idea or not, we can discuss. But I think that's what's happening. You guys agree or disagree that that's the theory?
I think so too. I think he's walking that army around. They're going to slingshot that fleet, so he'll still have a build from Budapest, assuming he keeps Serbia.
Presumably, okay. So we're assuming England picks up 1 here. I know we can go work through the fall tactics. Germany takes Sweden, so they're both +1. If Russia gains 1 in Budapest but loses Sweden, they're flat, but they have a lead anyways. And I think, Ed, that's what you're referring to in terms of evening things out.
They can rebuild that fleet.
Yeah, but I think the trick is I'm not sure Russia's going to keep Serbia under this configuration of dots.
Can they
take Vienna?
Look at the map as it is, Keith, after this.
I think if Turkey were to stab, Turkey would have to stab, and he could lose Serbia too, I guess. So yeah, Russia isn't guaranteed to be flat here.
Why would Turkey care if Russia's up or down?
Right.
Especially if there was a stab.
Well, that's what the whole Serbia potentially moving to Albania. I'm very curious if that was a stab by Russia, saying he would do it and then didn't.
It seemed like it seems like it could be a wintergreen reforming, but at the same time with that Tyrolia move.
The Tyrolean move is weird because then
you can't force Trieste because then
exactly.
they're retreat into Venice.
Exactly. That's the one part I'm not fully following. When I first saw the moves, I thought that was more of a pro AI move of Italy saying, "Hey, let me give you a little bit of breathing room here, give you some confidence. I'm not coming after you because you have a retreat into Venice. Technically, you could still cover it with Adriatic, but that's just an inefficient move."
You could cover it with Tyrolia too and just pull Albania up. If
True.
he pulls Albania up, he gets Trieste, and then Russia gets Vienna.
I think it's time for Austria to die.
Yeah.
Sorry, Richard.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility it happens this turn.
Yeah,
right?
He could take all of his dots, yeah. If Italy takes Trieste, then Vienna's gone.
This is the whole like potentially reformed wintergreen that you alluded to. That would be, I think that's a moveset if that's what happens.
I'm not sure. I mean, because I think Turkey will take Serbia under that, right? 2 on Trieste, 2 on Serbia, 2 on Vienna.
I mean, Romania can go to Serbia and bounce it. I mean, Turkey doesn't have the army position.
Especially if everything's getting tapped down. Trieste getting tapped. Vienna's getting tapped. You can't lose Budapest in that scenario.
But Romania to Serbia, Ukraine to Romania, Sevastopol to Armenia, rebuild that.
That's a really strong position if you're Russia.
I think Italy would want to be in Serbia over Russia helping or Turkey. You know, I don't think, if it's a wintergreen, then
does he need
Italy's the one who he lost it. Russia took it from him.
No, does he need the Albania unit to take Trieste while still covering
the Albania unit to take Trieste?
While still covering Venice.
Why did he, if he's working with Russia, he absolutely does not. I guess because something has to cover Venice.
Exactly. Right. He needs to put 2 on Trieste, right? And then have something covered. That's why we're just trying to assume what's going on here diplomatically. Right. But that's what made me so confused when I saw Venice to Tyrolia, because I feel like you want that army in Venice so you don't have to worry about a retreat.
And Silesia could put Italy into Munich. You never know.
I didn't even think about that. That'd be awesome.
It could be.
That's a bold play with a German army in Piedmont.
It is a bold play.
I mean, technically he could. Well, he doesn't want to lose Ionian though, right? He's still gonna probably support hold Ionian. He doesn't want to risk losing that.
Right, he's got that problem too, right? Maybe he doesn't. I mean,
he could use Albania. You could use Albania to tap Greece. I mean, I guess technically Greece could be the mover with Bulgaria following, so Greece were to be a bounce, but
you can't take Trieste then.
Right, correct. Yeah, that's presuming he's doing the whole Munich instead of Trieste.
I was just assuming they were just going to do this for what it's worth. Russia in Budapest and Vienna, Italy in Trieste, Turkey and Serbia. And they would just.
Do you think, I feel like they're getting very close to the point though, where like they can't all three be happy. Like there's clearly got to be a two, like Austria's the odd man out here. The dominant alliance between Russia, Turkey and Italy, they've got to be thinking about that going into this fall turn, because Austria is basically dead. Even if they survive, they're on probably 1.
Yeah, well, I'm always thinking about that, right? I'm always thinking about what happens next. But sometimes I'm not sure this is happening. This is my guess, right? Like they're all three talking to each other. They've all had their ups and downs. They've all felt slighted in a way by the other. And they're all making a bet that they have a better relationship with one of the other two than the other person. So that might induce Austria's death, but someone will be betting wrong in that scenario. And I don't know who that is.
I got a little bit of inside information. I got a request from a player to say, are phone calls allowed in this format? And I said, you have to ask Pixie on that. So, because it was kind of ambiguous. But considering that most likely the phone calls are going to be in the same time zone, I don't know if I should say who it is though.
Who did phone calls in Olympus season 3?
I don't know.
You don't know? I thought
no, it's Tim and Jordan.
Okay, so we got a comment. Jordan's not in this game, so I don't know who it is. Full disclosure, I have no idea who this person is. I'm just trying to connect.
Yeah, Tim asked for phone calls. Yes.
Oh, was it?
Huh?
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
Tim's in. The last time I talked to Tim, when I interviewed him, he was in Taiwan. Like, I don't even know what time zone that is. Okay, that's like
close to Australia time.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Australia time. That's just
no idea.
Because they're
Okay.
really tied up around each other. So I think talking it out would probably help them to make sure that they're not gonna do something messy.
I know we haven't really gotten into the West much, but I am still the whole Kiel to Baltic while Warsaw goes to Silesia. I'm so perplexed by that. I do not know what that was.
So, okay, let's talk about the North then. I can't read this any other way than Germany's taking Sweden.
Yeah.
And Cedric's covering Norway for the retreat.
Yep.
That way there's no temptation.
So Sweden is going to Norway then, right?
Most likely there'll be a bounce there, yes. I don't think Tim wants them in Norway.
Right, because then it's touching St. Pete for spring of next year.
And I think Keith did agree with me that this was arranged.
I believe it's arranged. Okay. I mean, you had said a long time ago, it's like, why does Russia have a northern presence if this is a northern alliance? So
the only thing that's making me think it's arranged is the whole Sweden order. He supported him into Baltic. That's so weird. Like, is that his way of saying, yeah, I'm cool with this? Like
that's his way of saying he's cool with it.
That's the only way I can see.
But I would never have done that. Like, that's great to do in a gunboat game. Be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that.
Right.
But
that's what I'm so confused.
Game, you want to be like, oh, Germany's attacking me. Maybe, give me a dot. You could probably get some sympathy in the south or something.
How many joke orders has Sweden ordered? Like every single turn. Was this another joke order that that was like?
We can't take you seriously. You're
I don't know.
It's.
But it is peculiar. Like, of all the joke orders, he's been ordering like Sweden to Sev back and forth. He's done like convoys of like whatever unit to other unit. Like, it is weird. Like, the one joke order he possibly could have ordered being a support to like, that seems very odd. You know what I mean? Of all the joke orders he possibly could have entered.
Well, I think the pitch is this from Germany. I'm not getting Marseille. I'm being a loyal ally. I've moved away. I've done everything I can. We said in the beginning we'd have evenness. If you want me to attack Cedric, maybe I need a build. So I think, and it's hard to not feel for Germany a little bit here without Belgium or Sweden, and without getting anything of France by 1904.
Right, because like Russia could theoretically be on 8 at the end of this year, and Germany could theoretically still be on 5. That's a 3 center difference. So maybe that's what the angle that Germany took with Russia.
I feel like Germany's been a crowbar for England and Russia. It was like they have totally shaped the game for those powers. It's time for him to get something in return.
So you mentioned earlier that you thought Warsaw moving to Silesia is intent to then move to Bohemia.
That's what I think too.
Berlin is not at risk. Munich is not at risk. Do you think that Germany thinks that too and just plays with leaving Berlin open, doesn't try to cover anything?
Here's what I'm scared about, Josh. It's all fun and games to say I want to be even on builds, but Russia does not want another army down. And England doesn't want a fleet.
Good point.
And what does Germany do if he gets Sweden? I think this actually might be an English attack, English-Russia. It posed as evening things out. I think now that they've got traction against France a little bit, I think they're telegraphing in slow motion
Do you
here an attack. That's why the fleet was moved to North Sea. That's what we're going to see.
So you think this fall?
Well, I think
Because North could
north to Norway.
Well, if he's
No,
gonna, if they're
because
on
you got to
side,
cover Sweden. Got to cover Sweden. No, I think we're going to see attack on Russia from England and Germany.
oh, sorry, got it.
So you think he's going to drop Army Berlin?
Yes. And I think England might build an army and convoy it. I mean, Tim has really sacrificed this northern position here and actually given a lot of advantage to Cedric, I think, doing this. Let's not understate it. God, and it pains me to be complimenting Cedric after the episode last time, but this convoy to Gascony,
That's pretty cool.
So long as Germany's on side and doesn't take Belgium and Sweden and, whatever becomes a cookie monster or whatever you like to say, Keith, so long as this could be really good for you. I mean, he's taking Brest for sure. Right?
It's guaranteed if he wants it.
If he moves Mid-Atlantic, it's guaranteed.
Yep.
And then north to Mid-Atlantic. If he taps Gascony to Paris, he risks Gascony being blown up. Unless Germany's breaking Paris. But if Gascony hits Paris, then they might be able to go for Marseille and Brest. Just depends.
Well, I think it depends if you're Cedric. Do you want to have your fate in your own hands here, meaning Gascony taps Paris, you make the Mayo the mover to Brest, you make sure that way you're not relying on Germany to have to cut Paris or something like that. Or does he do a diplomatic play where he trusts Germany and then they try? The thing is, even if they try for something else, I don't see it very likely that they get anything in addition to Brest. I see France only going down one here.
What are so Spain is theoretically under attack. So Portugal theoretically has to support Spain. Spain has to support Marseille.
Paris can cut something.
Paris can cut Gascony or Burgundy or,
Yeah, there's guesses.
But, I mean, clearly Paris is at risk too. I mean, there's a lot of risk here. I mean, it could be. I don't know what the perfect French tactics are here. The only thing is I know Brest probably moves somewhere. Maybe Brest to Gascony.
Yeah.
Paris may cut Burgundy. It's hard to know what France will do because it's in desperate straits here. But what do you think Cedric does?
If Brest is a mover, they don't even need to cut Paris at that point.
Correct. But what do you think for England will do, Keith?
It's really tough. It's really tough. I mean, you really have to save your army. I think you have to move it out. Unless you're guaranteeing that Germany gets Marseille. And the only way you can really do that is by foregoing your own build. So
you can't do that. He cannot do that with Germany getting Sweden.
No. So I don't think that. I think they're going to prioritize England getting a build here.
Which means what? Gascony to Brest?
Probably Gascony to Brest.
Supported by English Channel, Burgundy cuts Marseille.
Burgundy cuts Paris.
Sorry. You got
or you can do Gascony to Paris and then Mid-Atlantic to Brest with English support.
It depends how much trust they have. That's what I think he would do, just based on pure hey, you know what? I want to be safe here. Guarantees me a build. But the more diplomatic move is they have a more efficient way of doing it.
What if they shock the world and convoy Denmark now? convoy Denmark to Brest. Put Cedric in Paris. Doubtful.
That'd be crazy.
It's really tough.
Can they guarantee it though? Because you're convoying, you need Mayo to support it in, which could be tapped, right?
Yeah. No, it's all the same problems, right? We don't
Yeah.
know. Like Rob may just prioritize tapping stuff over supporting stuff.
Which is probably the right move.
So I don't know. It could be a disaster for Rob, right? I could see him losing 2.
I think if you're EG, you have to do tactics that ensure Rob at least goes down 1. I can't imagine they do tactics that risks Rob keeping everything. That would be a disaster.
But Gascony can only be tapped by Marseille if they go for Paris. But you don't really want to move Marseille because they have 2 German armies on it.
Right, you got big problems.
It'd be really neat that if Cedric's like, hey, I'm going to put Burgundy into Paris with Gascony support, and I'm just going to take Brest with Mid-Atlantic, and we'll see what we get. Might be what I pitch.
Yeah. Now,
He's
We
gone.
lost him. We lost him.
There's a lot of beeping noise. Is that him?
I think that's me. My charger. I know he's still recording. My charger is like brutal where I'm sitting.
I'm back. Blame the gremlins here. I want to talk about this Germany, Italy, Russia relationship. What's going on here? Are they friends? Are Italy friends?
I have no idea. Because Germany's not messing with Italy. But I feel like Germany's friends with everyone but France. He's playing like me where you only take one enemy at a time and everyone else you try to be as friendly as possible.
Well, let me ask you this. If you know for, and I think I know for a fact that Spain is supporting Marseille.
Right.
Okay. And I also know for a fact that Cedric will not move Gascony to Marseille.
No.
If you know that, what's wrong with Munich? And you're friends with Russia, and Russia's going to Bohemia, as you think and I think, is it horrible for Munich to go to Tyrolia supported by Piedmont?
No, not at all. That is a very valid play. Especially if you think he's going to cover Venice, then you just pop that unit.
Because that is such a commitment to the EGR. But I just have a feeling that it's no longer an EGR. I think it's just an EG. Josh, I don't know if you heard, I was speculating if Germany doesn't think he can get Marseille, sorry.
Yeah.
What about Piedmont supporting Munich to Tyrolia if it is part of the EGR and Russia goes to Bohemia?
That's risking a lot. I mean, we were kind of joking about how out of position he kind of is. I mean, I know nothing bad has happened yet, but you're just getting even further out of position, especially with the Russian army in Silesia right now.
It's hard to make that move and not tell Russia, but if you tell Russia you're making that move, it seems to me Silesia may be in Berlin or Munich.
Yeah, but Russia trusted Germany all over the place for a long time. It's not too much to ask in return, I don't think. I feel like they've been
there any
building a
world that Baltic covers Berlin here?
I mean, you forgo Sweden then.
Yeah.
Unless he walks out.
Where would he walk out to?
But then he can't disband it.
Exactly, right.
I mean, he can self-bounce in Berlin and be completely safe from Silesia on all fronts, unless it's supported by Tyrolia.
They got to be. This has to be arranged.
Yeah.
I think Silesia is going to Bohemia, and I would not be totally surprised to see Munich and Tyrolia.
Yeah, I would not be surprised either. This is a really fun alliance, and I really like this play. But at the same time, on a top board where there's only one winner, this is tense. This is not a fun game, and they're playing it like it is a fun game. So kudos to whoever is saying, "Hey, let's do this. It's crazy and fun," because in the end, there's only one winner. So
At the Summer Classic, I played in EGR. I was Germany. Jamal was Russia, and Jason Mashbaum was England. I think it was either England or France. It was an FGR or an EGR, whichever it was. It's the same outcome. Very scary to be Germany in that situation. Very scary. The whole time, I felt like everything could collapse upon me.
mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, Ed, you mentioned this last episode that the fact that there has been no clear front runner so far this game has allowed everyone to kind of play, in these three-way alliances that typically wouldn't be so stable this long for a longer amount of time. And I think we're kind of seeing that. Now, I am a little curious if this is kind of finally the turn where things change, because there's a lot of instability, especially I think this is the most we've seen between the EGR so far this game. But I think that's a reason why they've been able to, work together as long as that they have.
The other thing I want to mention that's been running through my mind is Andrew Goff saying Australians tend to look at the board as north versus south as opposed to the way we do east versus west. And this is a great north versus south board, if you think about it.
Yeah, but they think about the term north and south, but you still would want to resolve your theater. Like if it's you don't do the whole north versus the whole south.
Well, they are here.
I mean, they're winning the game if that's the case. They're dominating.
How do you crack Turkey though? Like you would have to have one rebuild and a pocket build to get Sev to arm and build another fleet in Sev, which seems like a tall order and a huge commitment by Russia to try to crack Turkey on its own.
We're not giving a lot of love to Turkey on this episode.
No, he got bounced out of Serbia, and his support went unnoticed. So he got that bounce back.
I think he might be in Serbia this time.
If it is, it's a gift because he can't guarantee it himself. Someone's got to give it to him. That's the whole reason I don't like this. He's got to be okay on 5.
So Gene's got to be
6. What's that?
Gene's got to be support holding Greece, right? Like I can't see him do anything else. Bulgaria, maybe moves to Serbia, like you mentioned, is unsupported by himself. So someone else either walks in or someone else is helping him there. Probably another bounce in black, and then Khan follows up to Bulgaria. Like he's kind of his moves are a little pigeonholed. Like I feel like he doesn't have a whole lot of other options.
And yeah, Russia can just bounce him right out. Italy could bounce him out, which I don't think he would. But
I just tend to think that Galicia is going to Vienna Galicia is going supporting Budapest to Vienna. Romania is going to Budapest. I think and so Romania can't cover Serbia. I think Turkey needs a fleet if it's an RT, but it's the other thing is for me, it's like I don't know. If I'm Turkey, I'm like, who's your friend, Tim? You're giving up Sweden? Like your best buds with Germany and England? Where am I? Who's your true ally?
mm-hmm.
So maybe there. I don't know how you do an IT from here, but maybe you got to try and come up with a crap IT.
But that's the alternative, especially if everyone in the South is slowly dying.
Yeah, but if that's it, then I'm definitely wanting Germany to go to Tyrolia here. I'm definitely wanting to work with, definitely wanting that pressure.
I'm loving this unit in Piedmont just because it keeps Italy from helping France at all. Like, even if it doesn't do anything, you're just like, France is going to die. There's nothing you can do about it.
What do you guys think the possibility of Munich moving to Tyrolia is like I don't see it happening at all, but it sounds like you guys think it's at least a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility.
I think it's like 70%.
Wow, that high. Oh man.
Well, I don't know. What else is Munich going to do?
What are you going to do?
What's Munich going to do?
I mean, I guess I still. I guess if you are under, I guess there's two thoughts here. One, that Warsaw move to Silesia is intended to move to Bohemia, and that the move to Baltic was agreed. If both of those things are true, then I agree. But we're kind of making some assumptions here, and I'm not like we're guessing, right? But I don't know. I just still don't feel great about the fact that both of those things are 100%. If they are, then I could see more of an argument for Munich moving to Tyrolia.
Okay. Does Austria live past 1904?
Yes.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm going to say
Yeah, it
he'll
really
live
depends.
on one. He'll live on one.
You think he keeps what, Trieste?
I mean, if Trieste has tapped Budapest, then Romania can't walk in. If the whole idea is for Budapest to walk out,
I think, well, Italy just attack Trieste and cover Venice. Munich may go to Tyrolia without Piedmont support.
True. That's a good point. I think the reason. So when I saw Venice to Tyrolia, I thought that Italy's not attacking Austria here, but some of the reasons we mentioned earlier in this episode makes me think that this could be a reformed wintergreen, which would then make me think that Italy is coming after Trieste. So
I don't think so. It may be now, but Greece was supporting Russia to Albania. That is not a.
But
I mean, wintergreen, reformed wintergreen.
Correct. Yeah, and Russia didn't take him up on it. So I could see a little bit of RT conflict after that, especially after the build too.
I thought you meant a reformed IT, but yeah, reformed wintergreen.
No, yeah, reformed wintergreen, yeah.
That could have been a big FU by 10 too. It was just like, oh, you want to play defensively? Here, play defensively against these two Italian armies or two Italian units. In addition to bouncing me, you can just sit in the corner. I'll clean up these Austrian dots because I actually have tempo and you don't.
Okay, who will be in Serbia? Or what country will own Serbia? Might be the better way to put it.
That's tough. I would give it 80% chance it's Turkey.
I'll say it stays Russian.
Small chance it's 20% chance it's Russian.
Is he getting support in Turkey?
I think Romania might support him in.
No, I think you're right. Romania is going to Budapest. Austria wants to be mean about it. Austria could bounce him. But if Russia's like, Vienna's not guaranteed, I can keep Turkey in check. Might bounce them that way too. Maybe he just holds Budapest and Budapest supports Romania to Serbia and Seb to Rome, and we'll see. See if we can get another fleet. Austria is functionally dead anyways.
You're saying Romania to Serbia supported by Budapest, Galicia supports Budapest, Ukraine to Romania, Seb to Black.
You could do Seb to Black. If you want to build a fleet, though, to ensure you take Black next turn, you could always do Black to Armenia or move Black.
I think it just bounces again. Two fleets down there. I don't know.
It's hard to crack Turkey on your own.
It's true.
Are we just discounting the fact that maybe he needs something in the north? Maybe Tim needs to build something in the north?
I mean, that's another assumption EGR is still going strong.
Is that fleet supposed to be disbanded? Is that the part of the deal, or do you think it retreats?
I think it should be disbanded.
I think if Baltic was agreed, it gets disbanded. If it wasn't agreed, then it retreats.
with a build in the north.
Correct.
That'll tell the
Assuming
tale,
he
right?
keeps Serbia. Assuming he keeps Serbia, gains Budapest, keeps Serbia, goes +1.
Yeah, I'd really want to bounce Turkey here if I need that build.
Can't do it all. If
Good.
it's a wintergreen, maybe you get Albania to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would it be a wintergreen now? It feels
No,
like
it doesn't
Italy,
make much sense.
with Germany at the doorstep. It's,
I mean, like, who's Tim's like best friend in the East? And it's like Turkey. I don't know. Just the last two turns, the build, and then that whole like Serbia to Albania support that didn't happen. Just there's a lot of stuff, and I don't know. It's not looking all rainbows and sunshine. I don't think.
what about all of that Munich to Tyrolia move was under the assumption that it's an EGR. But if it is potentially EG with an attack now in Russia, I think Munich just goes to Silesia here, right?
Yeah, if they're working with the AI to stop and want to collapse Russia, then Tyrolia is safe to just support Vienna here.
So, Ed, you're saying then just Germany leaves Berlin open, just hopes he doesn't take it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see him covering Berlin. I think that's a very defensive move. I think he's got to be a little bit more aggressive than that. I don't think Berlin gets covered.
I don't think Berlin gets covered, and I think if Munich goes to Silesia and Cedric builds an army in Edinburgh, convoys it to Norway, Russia is on the ropes big time.
Yep.
It really just depends on whether there is going to be an attack on Russia or not. And we haven't seen evidence of it, but there could be.
What about crazy fellow? If EG is working with AI, then Italy didn't have to worry about anything. So Tyrolia supports Vienna, so Vienna's safe. Trieste to Serbia with Albania support. Ionian to East, Adriatic to Ionian.
Ooh, I like that.
So now Austria gets a build in Trieste, and then you're set up for Albania to convoy to Syria. It can't be stopped.
I really like that.
And so that really works, right? Because EG then they've got their next target is Russia. They have totally weak allies now with AI.
And Turkey can't do anything about it because he's probably supporting Greece here.
And Keith, that would line up with Venice moving to Tyrolia this spring.
Mm-hmm. It's just
that's
a far-fetched alliance, but
I don't think it's that far-fetched though. That I could see that.
But yeah, it's like once Austria gets that rebuild in Trieste, those three armies are in pretty good position to either pressure south or back to his home centers, or Albania can just leave. And once it's in Syria, Turkey's position collapses.
What did the Italian fleets do under your scenario?
Ionian to East, Adriatic to Ionian.
What a bold play.
Yeah, but Nikita's a defensive player.
He would risk Ionian, but right, exactly.
Don't you get the same traction with just
Greece? So.
Hold on, Tyrolia. Why don't we just do it this way? Tyrolia, well, you still risk Ionian, but everything but Adriatic goes to Trieste. Trieste to Serbia. Austria's dead. Italy gets a fleet build.
That's very different from what Keith was suggesting.
You're right.
No, Trieste to Serbia.
Oh, okay.
Trieste to Serbia, supported by Albania. I'm putting you in Serbia.
But Austria stays on 2.
I'm holding Vienna for you.
Got it. This is a Janissary deal, essentially.
Yeah, Janissary with the guy who screwed him over.
Yeah. He's gotten screwed
This
over.
is all
by
because of Philip.
just about everything.
This is all because of Philip. Philip blames Tim. But
You wouldn't have your convoy line to collapse Turkey, and a fleet in Trieste is not going to help you versus Russia. I don't
agree
like
with
it.
all that.
Does another prediction? Does Venice get covered by Italy, or does he leave it open?
You would have to leave it open in this case.
In your case, right? But just pure prediction. I think he leaves it open.
It's crazy.
I don't think it's in Germany's best interest to collapse Italy at this point.
I agree. I think Philip also may potentially play with it like he's got nothing to lose after that spring of 03.
So do we think this is now, having gone through all this, the time for the reforming of everything and have it EGAI as opposed to EGRT?
I'm just saying the options there. I don't have any proof. Right now, it still looks like Germany, England, and Russia are still really tight.
Munich just cuts Tyrolia here if they're working together.
Right. Munich
Right.
cuts
He doesn't
Tyrolia.
Can use Piedmont for other things.
I mean, it's a pretty bold move to get a agreed disband of Sweden, but at the same time do the complete stab. I tend to think EGR will stick. Even though I said before I think there'll be a stab, now I think EGR will stick together.
I think they'll
just
stick
talked
together.
it out for an hour.
Do you think they'll prioritize popping Vienna here? Because even they can probably still rebuild Budapest if Trieste goes to Budapest, but or do you think they try to bring Galicia down and worry about Budapest being cut? Either way, Trieste to Budapest saves them on one.
I think he has to go Trieste to Budapest.
Trieste has to go to Budapest to save his life.
Unless we got the other stab.
Yeah, unless they're putting Trieste into Serbia, and
the multi-continent stab with Cedric in America and Tim in Taiwan and Richard in England and Darcy in Austria. I don't even know when they're communicating to try and coordinate that. Okay. All right. Does France go down 1 or 2?
1.
Brest?
Yep. Definitely Brest. I think they'll make a play in Paris, which is risky because that means Marseille has to cut, which means if Marseille's cutting, then Germany could take Marseille. So it really depends. Does Marseille want to cut Gascony or Bergen? Well, most likely Gascony because Germany's going to want to build. I don't think Germany's going to want to give England Paris and Brest.
But it's much safer to do it that way.
It is much safer. But at the same time, Germany could just
Denmark is in Brest. Denmark could move to Brest. Well, Mid-Atlantic couldn't be.
There's no way that. There's no way that happens. It's a fun idea.
I think there's a good chance he goes down 2. It's
there's
all
definitely
about
a good chance.
If Marseille wants to cut, then Paris will be safe. But if it cuts, then Marseille's not safe. So.
Oh my God. I can't have Germany agree to this. I think if I'm Germany, I'm just like, I'll cut Paris, but Gascony's got to support me in.
I think the safe play is Burgundy to Marseille with Piedmont support, or vice versa. I think making a play on Marseille makes more sense. If you vacate Burgundy and they actually hit Gascony, Gascony has a retreat to Burgundy. That's probably safer to keep Gascony alive. They can't really pop Gascony, I don't think. Well, maybe they could.
Do you think that Cedric says
could if Brest goes to Gascony supported by Paris?
Yeah, I think the safest thing is to just pull Gascony to Brest with Channel and have Mid-Atlantic hit Spain, and then maybe he has a play on Marseille here.
All right. Well, I'm saying France only goes down 1. I think they only go down 1.
He's been getting those defensive guesses right, so See if you can do it.
If I'm England, I'm like, why am I sacrificing for you to get 2? I think I'll just get my 1 and you take Sweden and we're all
That's
good.
what I would do. That's what I would do.
I think that's how I think France just goes down 1. What does Germany build?
Army.
I'd build Army Keel. That would make Russia feel a little bit better. Then I'd convoy to Livonia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Army. For sure, Army.
Because I'm definitely putting that army in Sweden. Get that thing out of Denmark now.
How can he not build a fleet?
I mean, there's a reason. I mean, he has growth with armies. It's not. I know he only has 1 fleet on the board right now, but
I'll just tell Cedric, you get to build an army now, and I get to build a fleet.
I think he still has growth with armies. I think.
What does Cedric build? A fleet?
Right, that's my argument for army because it's not like he's.
And now Denmark's actually useful. Oh, Sweden to Finland and Kiel to Livonia is gross.
Tim's got to build
get out of
in
that
the
corner.
north. Tim's got to build in the north. At a
least
minimum, he's got to build in Moscow.
Like I said, he should have never left Moscow. There's no reason.
Tim's position is not as good as it looks.
Always want something in Moscow. It's not so threatening, but it can cover.
Who's got the power on this board? England and Germany, right?
Yeah,
not Russia.
They have proven they are working as one country. So whenever I look at them, I'm like, okay, that's a 10 center power because they are working seamlessly. That's exactly how I like to play, and I know Cedric likes to play the same thing. All those units are the same color. Do not worry. There's no reason to stab each other until we're on top.
Darcy was telling us the truth. He's an alliance player. We just had to believe him.
Okay, so if Germany doesn't get to build a fleet, then I guess England has to build a fleet. Under this theory of crap.
Fleets for England
should be fun. I mean, he likes fleets, and Western Med will probably be open. He'll have more play down there, especially with the German army in Piedmont. They can just keep carving stuff up. Like I said, this is a very fun game. It doesn't feel like a top board, but it feels like a very fun game, and a game that I would love to play, and a game that I would play. But very unusual, and I like it.
Okay. Who's in Trieste?
Austria.
I mean, I just said Austria gets eliminated earlier, so I guess I'll go with Italy. But you got to kind of talking me and keeping it.
I'll go with you. Got to stick with your crap prediction.
Yeah, I'll stick with Italy. Then.
All right. I got nothing else on this board right now. You guys got anything you want to talk about?
No, I'm excited to see because there's a lot of ways it could shake up. Some fanciful ones, but yeah.
Indeed, that is true. Okay, so for those of you, we'll take a little programming note, which is this will come out on time. And I'm speaking to you, Cedric. This will come out on time, but your humble host will be going to Armada Regatta in Denver. Keith, are you going this time?
I am. I fly out tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow. Thursday.
Well, maybe we'll do a Diplomats episode from Denver, but I kind of don't think about other games when I'm playing my own tournament, so we might be delayed on coverage a bit after that. Josh,
Sorry, Cedric.
Well, yeah, apologize to Cedric because I'm not talking. I blocked him on Discord.
I'll apologize for you guys.
Okay, best of luck to our players. It's been a good game. I agree with everything Keith said, and we are almost 40% of the way through. Hard to believe, but coming up to the 40%. After fall 1904, I'm going to suggest we are in the mid game. But I still think it's early game, strangely enough, the way this is shaken out. Okay, thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Thank you.